Goducate is a non-profit organization. The name Goducate probably sounds very strange to your ears. But in reality, Goducate comes from two very simple and common English words. The first word, go, signifies our desire to progress, to move on from helping one disadvantaged group to the next. The word educate speaks of our philosophy. We believe that the best way to help the poor to help themselves is not to give them a fish, but to give them a good fishing rod. And it is our belief that in this age that we live in, education is the best fishing rod we can give to the poor. Goducate attempts or tries its best to connect two major groups of people. The first group of people are those like yourself, those with the ability to help others. There is one problem for people like yourself, and that is that though you have the desire and the ability to help others, you may not have the means to identify the needy, those who need your help. Neither do you often have the ability to monitor how your help is being used. The second group of people are the needy. We are surrounded by needy people all around us. And we, in Goducate, identify these groups and try to bring the helper and the helpless together. Presently, Goducate operates in 7 countries, namely Singapore, Indonesia and Malaysia, the Philippines, Myanmar, Cambodia, China. Our main projects at this point of time are learning centers. Presently, we have learning centers in Sabah, Malaysia, in Batam, Indonesia, in Cambodia, and in the Philippines.
Laboring in the logging industry, fathers are away from home for weeks at a time. Mothers are busy too, occupied with making money, doing small laundry jobs or tailoring. The children, they loiter around the kampong most of the day. These children grow up to be troublemakers, drug pushers, gang members, and some even become prostitutes. No parent wants this life for their child. No one wants a child to grow up a liability to society. These children, these are stateless children, unable to get an education. The map of their lives has already been drawn. Goducate Learning Centers in 2 kampongs in Sabah are redirecting the children of stateless Filipinos. 200 children who come from all directions are already enrolled in our basic literacy program. Ryan is 13. He cannot read or write. He cannot remember words, and he cannot spell. He has never been to school. He came to us struggling to learn 3 new English words a day. But even with all of that, Ryan is gifted. He can draw to the tiniest detail. Not only can he fix his bicycle, he transformed his bicycle. He shows up in class with black fingers and nails, oil stained from fiddling too much with machinery. He, like the other older boys and girls, are learning to read. The Goducate Learning Center provides a chance, perhaps the only chance, for them to become literate. The Kingdom of Cambodia. Rich in culture and natural resources, it is a land devastated by war, by suffering, disease, and extreme poverty. 1/3 of the population survive on less than $1 a day. In Cambodia, there are 600,000 orphans. Of that number, 147,000 are HIV positive. Many, including children, are odd-job laborers or scavengers. A children's home where love is unconditional. A home where children can be children once again, where they can play and have their stomachs filled with good, healthy food and get a good education. Noe and Grace Pomones, a Filipino couple, have been in Cambodia for 11 years. They first started with English and computer literacy classes for the community. Every one of the children has a story. Ruth was brought to Noe and Grace when she was just 4 years old. She had bruises on her face. No one knew exactly what had happened, but they did know that her father had abandoned the family. At the time, the man who lived with her mother was an abusive person. Ruth and her 10-year-old brother were often seen sleeping in the streets after having been chased from the home in the middle of the night. Noe and Grace were moved by the needs of these children and others. From the humble beginnings of the afternoon English classes came a refuge, the beginning of the Goducate Children's Home. And now, 28 children live with them, each with their own very special story. The Myanmar Timothy Houses represent a group of orphanages established to meet the needs of children in different conditions of life. Goducate partners with people of the same vision to see children educated, to see them reach their highest potential, and to prevent them from becoming merchandise in today's world. The Myanmar Timothy Houses have seen children educated and even graduated from university. Following the recent relief efforts at the time of Cyclone Nargis, many Timothy House alumni have begun working to set up new homes in the most remote parts of Myanmar.
At this point, I'd like to highlight to you several interesting features of Goducate's practices. Firstly, we at Goducate believe that every cent that you donate to your recipient should be received by the recipient. We at Goducate do not deduct any expenses for administrative cost or any other cost. We believe many of you are wary of organizations that siphon off amounts, unscrupulous amounts, from donors' funds. The second interesting practice at Goducate is that we encourage and enable you to keep track of your donation. This is made possible by advances in telecommunication technology. For example, it's possible for you to speak to the student that you are supporting. You could talk to him and hear how his English has improved. Or even by video conferencing, you could actually see your student in the class. Or if you had donated a van or a classroom, you can see how your van or your classroom is being well utilized by students. We at Goducate believe that this active participation with your recipient will encourage you in your giving. We believe that this will also make us more accountable to how we utilize your dollar. In conclusion, I would like to encourage all of you to be a part of Goducate. We believe that it will be so exciting to see that your dollar, which can buy so little in your own country, can be used to go such a long way to help a needy person in another poorer community. Thank you.